this is very strange about that particular blue material right there, which either way, I was expecting if I was gonna be fell into this water, but apparently it's just for environmental background or something like that, for visual cue or something. But at least I'm safe though, as long as I can able to go across these bridges or somewhat. Hey, what is up ladies and gentlemen, I am Duffy Duck here from the likes of the Maxi Toys videos once again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more Let's Play of, Yoshi's Woolly World for the Nintendo Wii U, / Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World for the Nintendo 3DS. So, last time we did manage to completely done with the next 4 levels in the forms of World 4, while going through World 4-2, 4-3, 4-4, as well as 4-5, in this case one of the most amazing levels of the entire game in my opinion, just because how exhilarating that particular level was supposed to be. And today for this episode is the fact that we might as well able to actually finishing up with the forms of World 4, by going through, well, all 4 levels. So either way though, because of that though, we're going for exactly the same amount of levels as to be expected, as I mentioned this before. But the noticeable difference is, you might as well know, is the fact that, well, we're probably not going to get started with World 5 just yet, up until likely next week or so, or most notably on next Tuesday or something. Well, at least if all depending of the forms of the actual time schedules or anything like that, but I would short to you, we probably might actually go back to this at some point in, let's just say in a different days this time around though, specifically on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday as it is. And then the majority of the uploading schedule, specifically for Tuesday and Thursday, it will definitely be Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, for sure. But either way though, that's besides the point. So, well, aside from able to actually just, you know, continuously upload that during the actual weekend and stuff, so. But yeah, you know, you get the idea about that little specific planning schedules and all that such. So even then, let us get to the forms of, well, let's just say World 4-6, where apparently we're now on to this spooky themed level. Because, well, as you can see on the actual perspective of this level, is that the main gimmick of this level is that, as you can see, the actual wall itself might actually start shifting. It kind of reminds me of the actual 2D segment in one of the 2D sections in the forms of, well, Super Mario Odyssey, where you need to keep yourself, keeping track of yourself while you're trying to able to walk in a 2D plane, while you have to, like, navigating for the actual platforms themselves. But obviously the major difference is the fact that rather than just taking place in 8-bit, instead it's just basically it's just the actual background, or in this case, the actual visual element. So either way though, because of that though, you really need to able to keep in track of yourself without even falling off to death or anything. So either way though, chances are, excuse me, that chances are you might as well be slightly safe if you manage to able to land on these platforms, if you can tell. But then again, if you really want to start collecting those collectibles, well, best be sure you need to able to be extremely cautious and be very careful at the same time. So either way though, let's just go ahead and toss that woolly ball onto that specific smiley flower, which thankfully that's the first one that we've actually collected. So everything's all comes together for the most part though. So anywho though, today's day is the forms of the 26th of September, in this case in 2019, so naturally speaking, we've almost started to October already, so either way though, that we can able to actually just likely, you know, just do some more uploading schedules for, you know, specifically for this game, as well as the forms of Super Mario Galaxy 2, as I said before, and not to mention about the forms of our fact that we can able to still save up with Pac-Man World around the same day as when Halloween is getting approaching. So, and then once we're done with all sets of amount of Let's Play, specifically, at the moment right now, we're actually getting slowly catching up with Yoshi's Woolly World as it goes by. And then, hopefully by that time, and then whenever we get to the forms of like the majority of October or something, then we can able to catch up on, you know, more uploading schedules between, you know, Yoshi's Woolly World as well as Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, and heck, even with the forms of Super Mario Odyssey before we're able to do with even more set of Let's Plays for the time being. But whilst the forms of like, you know what I mean. But either way though, let's go ahead and take care of these ghost shy guys, which either way though, that can be easily be taken down by able to actually just, well, eat them alive. So either way though, but here's the thing about this stage though, is the fact that once these enemies might actually start to get involved with these little segments like this, they actually become invincible, and plus there's no way you can able to actually eat them. So either way though, the only way you can able to eat them is when they're able to actually just, well, go out of the forms of that specific, shifting wall mechanic, which either way though, that's, yeah, that's as far as I can say about it. So either way though, that's as far as I can say about it. Excuse me, I'm really sorry about that, folks, because, you know how the fact that I'm usually going to be taking over for the entirety of the weekdays again, whilst the forms of the weekend, while Sonic might actually be the only one, he might actually go on to, well, back onto Kingdom Hearts Final Mix this weekend. So either way though, because apart from the fact that we can able to focusing on those Let's Plays from now on, rather than just focusing on something else. But I would appreciate it about the fact that, you know, I mentioned this before in my Super Mario Galaxy 2 Let's Play so far, that we were supposed to be able to actually doing with a new Let's Play, specifically the new Zelda Let's Play, as I said before, at the same day as the forms of when Link's Awakening Remake has been just recently released for the Switch. But unfortunately though, things didn't work out very well just because of our, you know, capture card, especially notable for our, you know, Super Nintendo games playing department was actually pretty much glitchy all the time, which either way though, that makes me seems a little bit more, wow, slightly disappointing when that happens. So either way though, I'm hoping that'll be the case though. Well, I'm really hoping we can able to fix that later down the road for later on this year though, specifically in December or something like that. But it really depends on that really though, because, well, we're still focusing on, you know, 5 current Let's Plays we are currently doing, you know. But, not much else I can really talk about this at this point, guys, apart from the fact that I've already mentioned about loads of stuff to talk about, specifically for, you know, State of Play, which it already did happen during the forms of, like, 2 days ago, and, everything else in this part, though, really, because even then, though, yeah, that's as far as I can say about it. Alright, so we need to aim that, specific, wall ball right onto that specific, you know, that question mark cloud, so that way we could able to aim it from here to reveal the key. And it's important to know we definitely need to get the key because, I'm pretty sure if you manage to able to don't grab the key in time, well, I think what happens is, though, is the fact that that particular segment coming up, where actually contains, like, 2 different doors, which one of them will be able to take you to the forms of, the continuation of the level, or the other door might actually just loop you back to the very beginning of that segment. So yeah, it's gonna be one of those ghost house levels from the likes of the new Super Mario Bros. Games, basically. So either way though, this is the prime example right here. But first of all, let's get the wall out of the way, and then basically we need to activate that particular door underneath it, because again, with that particular door on the top, well, I'm pretty sure we're able to actually loop you back to the actual beginning portion. So at least as far as I remember correctly. So either way though, because you know with some other ghost house levels, they always attempt to able to confuse you most of the time. But either way though, when you get the hang of it though, you will do it okay. But either way though, we'll leave things up to that, I suppose. But yeah, there's not much else I can really talk about this, I'm afraid, guys, apart from the fact that we can able to discuss upon, you know, some other secrets as far as this game in particular goes. But either way though, because, you know, we need to able to catch up, you know. That's as far as we can able to simply say it for that, right off the bat. So, unfortunately though, I don't think we can able to actually complete, the actual health challenge, because, we just keep on getting hit by most of these other ghosts, you see. So, either way though, unfortunately, we need to able to actually cope with that. So, either way though, we'll, sure enough, we can able to actually just to deal with all that, so. Alright, we're hoping we can able to actually get the majority of the Mifa stamps this time around though, because, well, unlike in previous, levels, as far as we already know, that we keep on missing them because— oh, wait, nope, I'm gonna die. Yep, I'm gonna die. I hate when that happens right there, especially that when that mistimed jumps will happen, but either way though, we'll, try that again, and usually have to go all the way back to the same point as the checkpoint was. Now, I really can't guarantee I can able to do this with the actual health challenge, so I might as well able to actually just do this on my, well, on my own time, and then just do it off screen, because I don't feel like, you know, showing off the level again, just so that we can able to actually know what this level is supposed to be, and plus, we've already, you know, already know where the actual locations of every single items were, so either way though, there's not much else to discuss. So, anyways, let's grab this, a piece of, wool over here. And then hopefully we need to be very careful around here, because sometimes, the actual, distance up ahead, specifically, you know, with these little walls trying to block you for certain paths or anything, it will come a little bit more, sneaky as far as I'm aware, which, it's kind of hard to explain about this sometimes, because I know for the fact that it's been, you know, quite a few days since actually coming back to this, you know, since, you know, ever. So either way though, let's go ahead and grab, that, and in fact, we did manage to able to now survive for this time around though, which is good. And, hopefully though, this might be actually be, oh, just only one left. I believe between, oh, there we go. Now we got all the Miiverse stamps after all. And let's go ahead and use this to able to actually climb up before the actual things itself keeps on like scrolling and all that stuff. And because the reason why we're going up there as opposed to down there onto the left door, because of that particular smiley flower at the very end just managed to appear right in front of us. So either way though, let's go ahead and finish the level, and of course we need to once again manage to go for the bonus game again. So, and I believe as far as at this point in time with the bonus games department, it will make it a little bit more of a new kind of segments like those, but either way though, we'll surely we can able to get to that as soon as we're able to approach on that specific stuff. So unfortunately we're 5 off with that specific full health at the moment, but then again, we're able to actually just, I'm also able to do this off screen, you know, so that I can able to get that level finished and over with while simply completing it, so. But anywho though, there was something I just want to mention about this actually, it's the fact that with the forms of, you know, with Mario Kart Tour, whenever I managed the first time I've actually downloaded it, or even pre-ordered the actual game, the most annoying part about this is the fact that when I was trying to able to prepare for, starting off for that particular game, whenever any forms of like yesterday or something, specifically in 8 AM, whenever I managed to woke up at one point, and I was really excited to able to actually play the game at long last back then, but even though that did already happen yesterday, which I forgot to tell you guys ever since in my Super Mario Galaxy 2 Green Star run-throughs, which what happens is the fact that I was super excited to able to play that game at long last after for about couple of months or so, which either way though, and what happens is, it gets this little, maintenance undergoing, which I think that's what that happens, which I think it might actually take a lot of time to able to actually get this thing work, and, after for about, well, let's just say about a few hours later, then we should finally can able to actually jump right in with, Mario Kart Tour and stuff like that, so either way though, that's as far as I can go. Anyways, the next level, as you can see, Yoshi branches out in level 4-7, and basically, once again, we're going to be taking place in some sort of like a treetops or something like that, but the main gimmick of this stage, as you can see right here, is the fact that we have the actual returning objects ever since of course, any other Yoshi's games, like specifically, there's little tilting arrow platforms, as you can see right there, which if you step on one of them, depends on what arrows they're actually pointing at, well, you're basically moving along with it, so either way though, or to make matters even much more different than the forms of how it does in the previous Yoshi's Island games or someone like that, is the fact that you can now able to actually eat the actual thing and you can able to carry it on the go. So that should be pretty helpful though, especially because of how the fact that if you really want to like, you know, go after any sort of collectibles, you know, then you would able to actually guarantee you can able to actually just, you know, eat the actual thing up. Well, you can't able to actually gobble it, of course, because otherwise that, it'll just makes it a little bit more unfair if you manage to able to gobble it up. But thankfully the game decides to not to, because either way though, that's as far as I can say about it, so. Anyway though, not much anything heard from the likes of Cap King 74 just yet, but yeah, as you can see, since we got stuck here, basically, you can able to either move it out of the way, or even just manage to able to, well, before we continue for that kinds of stuff, let me just double check on here. Oh my god, that was really close. I almost get poked by the actual thorns, as you can see right there. But at least I'm perfectly safe as it goes by. But either way, though, we'll surely we can able to cope with that stuff, I suppose. But anywho, though, okay, not much else to talk about this, I'm afraid, apart from the fact that there was one particular thing I forgot to mention, and that was the fact that, oh my god, I'm almost gonna die again, but thankfully though, with the actual recovery from that unveil wall secret, then we can able to actually just be safe from here, so at least we're safe from here. So, another thing I want to talk about with the forms of Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD is the fact that somehow someone in the forms of somewhere on the internet managed to able to actually just manage to post up the forms of the actual achievements or trophies, as far as I'm aware. Managed to able to confirm on that. Specifically, I'm really looking forward to able to play that on the PlayStation 4 because, you know, getting more trophies is much more my kind of thing and all that stuff. And what happens is the fact that there's actually the 7th character slot on specifically on Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD. I wonder what that could be, I wonder. But it turns out, we're probably not going to spoil anything for this point, because I know for the fact that particular remake hasn't come out yet until, well, let's just say we've only got about a month left until that particular remake, or that remaster I should say, to come out. So even then, I'm really looking forward to able to playing Super Monkey Ball stuff again. Well, I think the last time I've actually played Monkey Ball stuff was actually in the forms of Banana Splits on the PlayStation Vita, which I haven't got far into it, which although somehow I managed to able to get some progression out of it, but unfortunately for me though, because I'm pretty much still stuck on the advanced difficulty because of the actual environmental well, platforms, or especially noticeable with the environmental objects that you do need to work on this time around though. Mainly on the forms of every single stage 10s or anything like that, which either way though, that does not even make it that much better for my book, because, well, I'm pretty much used to with any forms of any single Monkey Ball games where it takes like somewhat of a flat surface or anything like that, so it makes it a little bit easier. But there is now too much emphasis on environmental places to go to, which I was okay with, but at the same time, it is so damn difficult just because you have to be dead on while simply using the actual environmental stuff, which either way does makes it a little bit more harder and difficult for me though sometimes, but you know, you probably get the idea for that specific point, which that's a prime example about the fact that we were gonna do that particular Let's Play of Super Monkey Ball Banana Splits, but we need to able to work on that, so either way though, that it gives us a little bit more time before we're able to actually get back into the Monkey Ball series to begin with, including the forms of the actual Super Monkey Ball Jr. on the Game Boy Advance, which I've already tested out for myself on my you know, my Game Boy Advance emulator so far, so even then I'm also able to work on that. Especially noticeable how the fact that I managed to get the physical version of that game still, but I've already got back into it just because the actual angles and depth perception is a little bit more weirder compared to the forms of how it does in the first Monkey Ball game on the GameCube, but that's probably just me anyway though, so anywho though. Aside from all that though, there's not much else I can talk about. Well, apart from the fact that with the achievements system, especially noticeable with to be more precisely with the forms of the amount of trophies they might actually get, even with the actual trophies or achievements. I think I've already said trophies, didn't I? Yeah, but I could assuming so anyway. So either way, what happens is though, I believe they might actually contains like specifically 36 trophies or achievements as far as I'm aware, but even then though, the PSN website has not even access to that specific game just yet though, until whenever that particular remaster will eventually comes out, which either way though, that again, it might actually take a lot more time to able to actually just to release upon, so... But anywho though, I think that's as far as I can cover for this point guys, apart from the fact there's some little bit brief of that specific discussions to able to discuss through, but aside from all of that though, there's not much else to talk about, but until well, you know, later on in October though, we can able to mention a lot of things, specifically whenever I get back into, you know, in Super Mario Galaxy 2 and stuff, for for the rest of the, the Green Star runs. So either way, though, because relatively speaking, well, we're pretty much almost done with the forms of that particular game so far. Like, at the moment right now, I'm pretty much done with the forms of World 5 Green Stars right now, and then until tomorrow, I should probably be focusing on, World 6, Green Stars, and then, I'll talk more on that until tomorrow, because either way, though, it's a little bit too early to able to say anything right now, so either way, though, we'll, continue proceeding for this level. I think this level might take a little bit of a long time to complete. I think this is pretty obvious because you need to use that specific spinning platform, as you can tell, because either way though, because you need to use that at all costs until you're able to actually reveal some secrets or anything like that. So either way though, that's as far as I can most likely describe about that specific stage like this, and I think you got to do that a lot in a stage. So either way though, hopefully by the time whenever we get to World 5 or anything like that, well, and doing any forms of like, let's just say next Monday or something like that, then we can able to actually, just to clarify, we can able to do quite a few levels at some form or another. And also same applies by the forms of showing off some extra stuff, most notably with the forms of the theater and stuff like that, as well as the Yoshi's Hut, and even especially noticeable with the 3DS exclusive features, which I'm about to show off at the end of this Let's Play, which either way, because I was originally trying to able to show off some of the 3DS's shorter movies exclusives in the forms of in each video, or even in each world, but seemingly to say is the fact that I'm afraid we have to leave things up as it is, and then we'll save these up until at the very end of this Let's Play. I gotta say that right now, because either way though, well, as far as in one of the extra videos, as far as I'm most likely concerned with, so either way though, things can get a little bit more time and work on with, especially because of how the fact that, well, as you probably doubted by this point, is the fact that we're almost getting pretty close towards the end of World 4, and then eventually, by until, next week, we can able to jump onto World 5, and then, World 6, in the forms of, another week's time or something like that. But either way, though, it might, it might actually give us a lot of time to able to actually just get back onto certain stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention about Super Mario Odyssey, I believe, because, well, Mario needs to get back into that, assuming he can able to actually get back into that at some point during, let's say the 8th of October and the 10th of October, but not so much in the forms of, the 11th of October, because, well, obviously I'm going to be going back onto Mario Galaxy 2, onto that specific uploading schedules in that regard, and, you probably get the idea for that part, so either way, there's not much else to talk about. So, another thing I want to explain about this, actually, is the fact that we've only got about 2 more days to go until the next episode of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Season 9, which appears to be by the forms of Episode 22, which should be very interesting, and I'm really looking forward to see how that will turn out, because either way, though, we'll, not going to mention about it too much, though, because due to the forms of the actual different countries', YouTube channels or anything like that, somehow spoiled it for us by complete accident. Well, at least as far as I can still even remember to that day. But anyway, though, that's as far as I can usually just try to think about this for the time's sake, people, because... Excuse me, I got something in my throat right there, but I must admit that I do apologize for that. But, I'm hoping that we're not gonna cough like that until the future episodes of this particular Let's Play, especially noticeable with, Super Mario Galaxy 2 and stuff like that. So, but then again, not much else to really talk about, any other, things to discuss upon, because, we basically mentioned a lot of things during the forms of the past few, days or two, because of, state of play, as well as any other stuff like this, and all the other jazz. So either way, though, and now we need to mainly worry about the actual, waterfall, as you can see right there, because if you somehow manage to traverse into the actual waterfall, basically, you're able to actually just decide to drag you in. So either way, though, we'll, need to be very careful around here, because there's going to be a giant bottomless pit. So if you screw up at least one or twice in a row, well, basically what happens is that you will able to actually fall off and die right there. Or else you have to go back onto that respawning checkpoint from the start, so... But there we go, that takes care of World 4-7, and even then though, that probably took me about, like, let's just say for about 12 minutes. Jeez, 12 minutes on that particular level so far. At least compared to the forms of, well, World 4-5, that particular level goes by really quick. Especially because of how the fact that we're actually going to be riding on the curtain and all that such. And now we're going on to a different bonus level, as you can see right there. And look at that, we actually come across into these gimmick stuff like this again, ever since junior forms of, well, specifically in 4-6. So either way though, that's pretty cool actually. But either way though, all it does, basically, we need to once again grab most of the actual fruits, including the rare watermelon, as you can tell. But, you know, you probably get the idea for that solution here. So anyways, let's go ahead and grab the, quite a few fruit pieces and all that such. So I think that pretty much takes care from that. And I think we've already got about 2 more levels left in, World 4. So either way, though, we can able to take care of, you know, World 6, 8 as well. No, what did I say, World 6? World 4-8, as well as the forms of, if we manage to gather every single of those smiley flowers, then we can, sure enough, we can able to access to the special level. So either way, we now managed to unlock the leopard Yoshi, which actually inspires by one of the actual, the cat family and stuff like that, which is very cool. And, yeah, we're about to be moving on right now to, level 4-8, by the forms of the next boss fight. And first of all, let me just equip this badge once again. And because of that, I just want to able to actually just use that at all cost. So here we go with Novel Piranha's Sewer. So we ended up in the sewers, aren't we? Especially because that I believe this level might be exactly similar to the forms of. Oh, why did I just do that? But anyway, I think we should probably able to actually just realize about the fact that we can able to actually just deal with water once again. So either way, though, chances are. That's as far as I can describe about this stage. So either way though, it's just like in World 4-4. Are you serious? Jeez. Come on. I have to wait for this thing to come by. Yeah, thank you, game. I've already just managed to able to know it already. But if I don't get it this time, I'm just gonna say screw it and go for the majority of the level. Because I can't afford to able to actually restart the whole entire level when this is keep on happening. So yeah, because much like in level 4-4, is that we need to once again gonna be involving around the water, but except unlucky forms of how it does it on level 4-4, is that this time around there is no water level. So either way though, we need to do some usual stuff once again. So, oh god, I hate these things sometimes, because they always manage to appear right out of nowhere, and as a result of this kind of stuff, I always attempt to get hit by those stupid objects like these most of the time, which either way though is very easy to do. I'm sorry for a little bit of a tongue twisting in the end, folks, because, well, you know, there's not much else to really explain about this, I'm afraid. So either way though, because, you know, I already explained a lot of things during the forms of the past few days or so for this week. So anyways, let's go ahead and grab this little me first badge right here, so that way we could able to actually just, you know, once again collect everything for this point. So yeah, that again, still no sign of the forms of Cap King 74 so far still, apart from the fact that he's now into the progressioning of the forms of Super Luigi Galaxy on his own time, because, well, what happens is the fact that whenever he decides to originally try to do with that specific Let's Play of Super Luigi Galaxy, and the fact of the matter is though, is the fact that at the moment, he's actually on the 10th part of that specific Let's Play at this point in time. And what happens is, every now and then though, is the fact that he lost all of his progression, because I think he accidentally forgot to save the game or something like that, or maybe it's probably due to something else, but either way though, it's hard to explain about this at this point right now, just because of how the fact that, well, you know, there's not much else to say about it. And plus, we haven't seen him ever since during the forms of his finale Let's Play of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which either way though, that make it a little bit more some consumption, so anyways, let's get some more of those, woolly balls from now on, and grab some more pieces of health, and, trying to dodge this annoying green, piranha plants, if you can tell, because sometimes I always gonna get hit by these enemies most of the time, because either way though, I swear to god, I was gonna able to avoid those very annoying, green rolling, objects, or even especially with those projectiles to top it off, and most of the time, I always keep on getting hit by those stuff, but anyway. So let's keep on moving with the forms of that momentum on the water. Jump! And then that way, hover for a bit until you're able to get not only the actual me first stamp, but also that you might actually get yourselves a smiley flower, of course. So there's not much anything around here, so I think we should probably continue for this point. Oh wait, not much else to really talk about as I said before, but either way though, we'll now mainly have to focus on this level from now on. So either way though, especially for the majority of, you know, the Let's Play of this game, as well as the forms of, well, specifically Yoshi's Woolly World, like I'm playing right now, or even especially noticeable with, you know, Pac-Man World, which again, save up until Halloween, or in this case, getting close to Halloween, I should say. Especially noticeable with, Super Mario Galaxy 2 and then stuff like that, and then I'll be pretty much done with the majority of the Let's Plays for now on, well, apart from those occasional new ones coming up at some point in November, because I don't think we can able to do any kind of Let's Plays in October, sadly, just because, well, we're mostly going to have to focusing on current Let's Plays that we are still currently doing, because we keep on halting for those kinds of stuff like this, you know, so either way though, that's as far as I can most likely describe about that specific stuff, you know, so anyways, just be very careful around here, because we really can't afford to get hit by those little, rotating spikes, of course, ever since we haven't seen these things ever since in, I believe, World 1, but anyways, let's go ahead and avoid that. And of course, like in New Super Mario Bros. Games, specifically New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and especially noticeable with New Super Mario Bros. U, we have these little returning, stretchy-looking, piranha plants, as you can see right there. But even then, though, you can now able to actually eat them now, as opposed to likely avoid them, so that's pretty sweet stuff. So anyways, let's go. Why does that hitbox count? I hate the hitbox sometimes, because the hitbox is like, somewhat a little bit big, as far as I'm aware, or in this case, proximately, that we actually able to actually just accidentally go hit by these little, rotational spikes and all that stuff, which even then, we're not able to take a hit most of the time, though, which kind of sucks, but either way, though, we'll have to leave things up as it goes by. But anyways, let's grab around here and swim underneath it, because there's another secret. And by all means by that, well, we got another set of those beads to collect, in addition with those Miiverse patches, which then again no longer going to be usable because then again the actual service has been shut down. But I think it's pretty obvious because of how the fact that some of these you know, people out there managed to able to pull up the actual rude messages on the actual Miiverse, which I think I've already come across into that on my New Super Luigi U Let's Play back in 2016, which I can't even believe I did manage to come across that by complete accident or something like that. So anyway, let's go ahead and you know, continue things on and grab some more health around here, and we'll go ahead and stupid. Oh, for goodness sake. Anyways, let's go ahead and take care of this guy though, so that way we could able to get the next smiley flower. And just bounce onto here, and then grab some more beads in the process, and everything's all good to go for the most part though, well, apart from the fact that we could able to, well, you know, just trying to able to cover some stuff like this. So anyway, so let's go ahead and, oh yeah, we haven't seen these bombs for quite a while, ever since, I believe last time we see these bombs, it was actually in World 1, so even then it's been such a long time, hasn't it? So, or World 2, I really don't know, just because I'm pretty sure it's back in World 1 that we have not seen these bombs for a very, very long time since World 1, which I've already noticed that. And also very similar to the forms of New Super Mario Bros., specifically the original game on the DS, that we're going to be traveling through this serious amount of colorful, you know, pipes, as you can see right there, which fundamentally though, the actual pattern, as you can see right there, these are actually based off from the actual rainbow colors, which is pretty cool if you ask me, which either way though, that actually almost representing with of how the fact that which pipes you're going to be going to, so yeah, it's pretty cool though, because either way there's not much else to say. Oh, son of a biscuit. Anyway, let's go at the actual piece of yarn before we get this thing over with. And hopefully we can able to actually just, well, you know, I've already mentioned about this before already, is the fact that hopefully we can able to conclude everything in this world though, specifically, well, we've only got about 2 more levels left for, specifically in World 5, and then, no, World 4 I should say, sorry, because I keep on thinking of later on though, for some reason, but either way though, we'll, leave things up to that as it goes by, and I'm pretty sure with that purple pipe down there, I would sure it actually managed to take me back. So either way, then let's not get into that purple pipe. Or in this case, for this matter, violet, as far as I'm aware. So anyways, let's go into this pink pipe. So that way, that will be the progression, continuing progressioning. And I think that you would be possible you can able to actually go back up there, but I'm not exactly sure how you get up there though. But anyways, before you're able to unravel this wall, keep that in mind, don't forget this, because, well, unless if you're able to do this, alternatively, by simply able to toss your, you know, one of your woolly ball up there, which, you can able to do that, but I don't know if I can able to do that in time. But anyways, let's go ahead and, unravel that up, as well as this one, and also we'll go traverse through any kind of pipes and stuff like that. So, yeah, oh, there was something up there, which, I'm really expecting this way able to lead us to, let's just say, the final piece of that particular woolly part right there, which I think that gives us a hint, which, sure enough, that seems to be true. So anyways, let's go ahead and, grab this quickly, and, grab that, and we actually got every single piece of yarn right now, and crouch here, and, deal with the shy guy while he's trying to toss the bomb. And, hopefully though, by the time whenever we unravel this up, then we can get ourselves all of the Me First patches, which that's pretty much as far as I can go through. And sadly to say, about the fact that later on though, we might actually get some more health, but I really can't guarantee we can able to get up to about 20, health as far as it will go. Which, much like in levels, 4-6, I think I should probably do this off screen on my own time, just so that I can able to get the health challenge done and over with. So either way though, there was that one particular power badge that should be very helpful, but I'll mention more now whenever we get to that specific point. And also we now ended up on that specific boss arena, and you remember in Yoshi's Island, right, that we actually come across into this piranha plant right here. Well, apparently though, you can able to actually just manage to cheat your way for this boss fight by simply toss that right in here. But unlike in Yoshi's Island, however though, well, this will able to happen. Oh my, that's... Ugh. It's been fun, but it's time for you to become Yoshi Sushi. Hehehehe. So yeah, basically, that particular piranha plant breaks free, which is actually a pretty cool reference to the forms of back in the original Yoshi's Island game, where basically, I think it's in World 3, most likely, is that if you somehow manage to toss the actual Yoshi's egg right in front of that particular piranha plant before you start the fight, that way it just end off the entire boss fight, like, almost instantly. Which, speaking of Yoshi's Island, actually, I haven't really gone back into it yet, though, on the Game Boy Advance version, which I think I'm actually going to come back into it. So even then, hopefully I can able to actually get back into that, so you know exactly what I'm going to talk about. But the major difference is this time is the fact that in this game in particular, you're forced to able to deal with the boss battle this time around, though, as opposed to cheat your way through by able to actually tossing that particular woolly ball right in front of that particular piranha plant. So yeah, it's a pretty cool throwback to the forms of the original Yoshi's Island for sure. So anyways, the entire portion of this boss fight, as you can see right there, is the fact that that's what the bombs comes in, because as you can see that if you manage to able to eat up the bomb due to the forms of that specifically for one of those shy guys in the background, well, you know, with the actual pipes in the background, well, in order to actually deal the damage on the forms of Novelly Piranha, is that you need to able to toss the bomb right inside of its mouth. And every time you do that, well, that'll temporarily stun him, first of all. And second of all, is the fact that his weak spots will actually able to show up. Then as soon as his weak spot actually showed up, then he can able to get a chance to able to ground pound it in during time. So either way though, I think this is where the boss fight starts to get a little bit slightly tricky, because sometimes most of the patterns might get a little bit more stingy at points, but when you get enough practice of this boss fight though, you should deal with it no problem. But then again, I'm able to actually replay this level off screen, so that way I could able to deal with this particular stage for one last time, but except the fact that with all the actual amount of health. So, sorry, I can't speak today for this point, folks. I do apologize for that. That pretty much takes care of the forms of level 4-8. So even then though, and I think that pretty much takes care of every single levels, well, apart from the special worlds that we can, or the special stage, I should say. that we can able to conclude World 4 completely. So either way though, let's see what this next Yoshi we managed to unlock, and we actually got 690 of those stamp patches, as well as the new power badge, which appears to be by the forms of this little magnetic power badge, which I think that particular badge will be very helpful though, especially whenever we get to, let's just say in this stage right here, and especially noticeable in the future, special level after that though. But even then, let's not get ahead of ourselves just yet, because, after completing that, you know, Chemic will able to, move on to the next world right now, which appears to be, this time, is World 5. And appears to be in a snowy environment, so... well, it might be a perfect opportunity for Christmas or something, but then again, we're not exactly yet at Christmas, you know? So anyways, though, let's approach on to World 4-S, which appears to be Novel Piranha 2, now it's personal. Okay, so let's go ahead and equip this, and we're about to get this thing started with, well, the special level number 4, which is, you know, Novel Piranha 2, now it's personal, which I think... oh boy, this is what I think it is, isn't it? Yeah, I thought so. Okay, quicker right there, because I need to restart for this entire level, because holy crap, this stage is so difficult. Because for one thing, you're getting chased by the forms of the Novel Piranha, if you couldn't tell. And second, you really can't afford to able to leave yourself behind, because it's very similar to the forms of that one particular special level in World 3, but except the fact that rather than just dealing with the forms of the puff of smoke with the actual bullet bill, instead you now need to able to run the hell away from the actual Novel Piranha and stuff like that, which yeah, it might seems a little bit easy if you manage to get your timing going, but what makes this a little bit tricky and difficult is the fact that if you want to able to 100% for everything in this stage, well, good luck to that, because, well, assuming if you don't equip any of the actual power badges to begin with, well, usually I'm pretty much going to be still focusing on the magnetic power badge, if you couldn't tell. And then what happens is, though, is the fact that, yeah, with the power badge I'm equipping right about now, it actually interacts the forms of every single collectibles, like beads, and I believe flowers as well, and I'm presuming woolly parts here now as well. Which I think this particular power badge, to me, though, is actually pretty helpful in theory, because that way, you don't have to worry about just trying to able to actually grab them on, without, you know, trying to able to get closer to them. Like, specifically, if you get close to it, then the actual magnetic fields will able to actually attract to each other. Oh boy, we come to the second phase we're actually on right now. I think the second phase might be a little bit more difficult compared to the forms of how it does it on the first phase, because, well, as you can see, it's now going super duper fast, and as a result of this specific stuff, well, you really don't feel like trying to able to actually just stop in time and going. But either way though, let's grab this last smiley flower and hop onto this little bouncy leaf, and there we go. And after that though, hopefully though, we can able to get the final thing itself, which appears to be the final yarn piece, and there we go. World 4 is fully completed with everything, although except with the forms of the other two levels, which is specifically World 4-6 as well as 4-8, just because I keep on getting hit a lot by specifically a lot of enemies, you know. So even then, I will able to actually just to do those off screen, as I said before. But anyways though, so 4 worlds down and only about, well, let's just say World 5 remaining right now, or including the forms of, well, the World 6, which we're not going to spoil anything for that point just yet. So let's see what the new Yoshi we actually revealed this time. So we revealed the Nintendo 64 Yoshi, which is pretty cool because I usually enjoy the Nintendo 64 as a kid. So even then, I think I should probably equip him on the next level in World 5, or in this case, the very beginning, actually, in World 5. So either way, though, we can able to cope with all that stuff. So, we got the endings off at this point right there, I'm afraid, guys. So join me next time on Let's Play Yoshi's Woolly World. Is that we're about to be getting things started with World 5. And see you guys next time. Now, I promise you guys, I'll do this off screen with World 4-6 and World 4-8. So see you then.